Hey, it's Frank from Frank's DIY and Homeowner Help. And you hear that sound? That's the sound of snowblowers. In other words, the sound of victory. So time to get some snow blowing in. We got about maybe 8 inches of snow in the last couple of days. And I went to use my snowblower, and lo and behold, look at what I see. That ain't supposed to happen. So we're going to go through the repair on this. It's a really easy one that I've been meaning to do a video for anyway. Make sure before you touch any of the engine or moving components of your snowblower that you pull the boot off the spark plug like that, so that you can't possibly get a spark. You can also pull the key out of it, and that should prevent your snowblower from starting, but you definitely don't want your fingers, hands, sleeves, anything in and around these moving parts without that done. Alright, so join with me. Well, hopefully this is a quick fix. You know, every time I say that, it never is, but it's Boxing Day 2020 and Walmart's open, so I'm going to replace this shear pin which broke out of here. Going to lube up the axle here with some grease through that fitting, and yeah, thanks for joining me. Welcome to Frank's DIY and Homeowner Help. Oh, son of a... So what I'm going to do, I do have the parts catalog online for this machine, but I'm going to pull this pin out as well. This one's fine, but I want to have a look at it and maybe replace them both anyway. And I want to have a look at it to go to the store to be able to compare the new ones I'm going to buy, because in the catalog, I'll show you a picture of it. In the catalog it shows a sleeve and a pin going in through here, but this one may or may not have the sleeve on it, so we'll see. 7/16 sockets for this. It should come out no problem. Okay, so you can see this one doesn't have a sleeve, but it does have this this kind of big thick washer that goes in the top, and you can see the hole on the top. If you look over on this side, actually we'll stick with this side since the camera's here. You can see the hole on the top is much larger than the hole on the bottom. You see that? Because that's where this washer fits. So this is a shear pin, right? So it's made to break before your actual gearbox is damaged, right? When you hit a rock or you grab a branch or something like that. So I just want to make sure I'm grabbing the right one when I go to Walmart. So there you see the grease coming out there, and it's coming out the front too, so that's when you know you've got more than enough in there. And then you just spin it around, let the whole thing get nice and greasy, and then you're ready to put your pin back in. You do that on both sides. It just takes 3 or 4 shots. Come on out, baby. Okay. And you can see the grease coming out right here now. You see that? That's when you know you got more than enough in there. Spin it around a few times, gets all greased up. You're set to go. So because I have this handy dandy caliper here, I'm just going to measure the dimensions of the bolt as well, just to make sure it matches what I've got on the just to make sure that what I've got on the machine, installed on the machine, matches the manual. So here we got 1/4 inch, and it should be about 1 7/8 length as well. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so we'll take this to Wally Mart, and hopefully they got a replacement for me. Okay, so here's the box of replacement shear bolts. And they were surprisingly hard to find. Usually you need something like this, you go on Amazon, you type it in, and bada boom, bada bing. Amazon had shear bolts like this, but they were really expensive. They were like a package of 2 was something like $10, and then they had shipping and they had handling, and by the time it was all done, you're paying $30 for 2 or 3 bolts. So I ended up finding these at Canadian Tire, had them curbside pickup for around $5-6, and I bought 2 boxes just in case. So we'll just and you see these shear pins come with the sleeves, right? So the sleeve goes up there, and the sleeve kind of is what acts as a force to, let's see it there, the sleeve acts as a force to shear the pin, right? As opposed to just having the bolts in there and the actual product that you're trying to protect having to shear the pin. So let's install these. Should be pretty easy, and then fire it up, and Bob's your uncle. Now you see the nut has it's a lock nut. It's got that Teflon lock on it, and all you want to do here is put it on, start it off finger tight, then tighten it up, but you don't want to crank it too hard. I tighten it up until it touches, and then just back off a little bit, just so that there's a little bit of play in that nut. It makes it shear more easily if there's a bit of play in it. And I won't crank it all the way with the drill. I'll just crank it until it reaches the stop. And then again, we'll just back it off a little bit. And just backing it off so there's just a touch of play. See that? Not even a 1/16th worth of play on that nut. You know it's locked in there, it's not going to go anyplace, but the play means that it'll probably shear in the right place. Do the same for the other side, and you're set to go. So once you got the shear pins back in, you can put your spark plug boot back on and fire up and see if both of those augers turn.